So this is my very delayed fan reaction to last night. I got busy like work and home life, so sometimes it's not that easy to get them done straight away. So maybe I can square something off with Joe to do something after the game in future. But this is a delayed one for now. Um, it's just so bad. I'm laughing, but it's not funny. Like we are actually this season. Well, not this season. Like recently, so bad. Um, I and I just don't see how it turns around. Before the game last night, obviously those who don't use Facebook or social media, whatever, we started running like predictions before games, where we all predict, and I've been taking some stick because we've been doing it for 3 games, and all 3 games I have predicted us to lose, and I've been taking some stick for being negative, but I've not to blow my own trumpet, but I've been right 3 times. Um, I just don't see how. I mean, I get like, oh, you got to try and be positive and stuff like that, but there's nothing to be positive about at Burnley at the minute. Absolutely nothing. Um, I just don't see. And I said it in our like chat before the game when we all give our predictions, and everyone's like, Andrew's obviously got different opinions to stuff like that. He's very positive, but you know, I just beg anyone to tell me where our next win comes from. Um, because I can't see. I look through that fixture list and I just can't see where it comes from. Obviously, someone could clip this up if we win on Saturday. I don't think we will. But where does our next win come from? Like, realistically, we're not going to win at Newcastle. We're just not. We've never won at Newcastle in the Premier League to begin with, and then the way we're going compared to the way they're going, we're just not going to win. Fulham have just put 4 on Man City at home, and I know City aren't the best at the minute, but put 4 on Man City at home. Like, imagine what they could do to us. And I know it doesn't work like that all the time, but how could you make a meaningful argument for us beating Fulham? Then after that, it's Bournemouth. We won't get anything at Bournemouth. I think after that, is it Everton on Boxing Day? You know, I I can't make an argument for us beating Everton. I just can't. Then it might be Newcastle again or whoever it is. Like I just don't see any way in which we win a game of football at the minute. Last night it's just so boring. It's so boring. Like toothless. We barely create anything really. Um, you know we just concede soft goals. I tweeted it this morning. Three games in a row we've conceded the exact same goal, just across to the far post over the fullback's head, and it's in. It's so simple. And yeah, like Anthony last night, really poor not to trap the fullback. It was his man. I've defended Anthony, and I do like him, and I don't believe he's. A lot of people scapegoat him and think he's the problem. Jaden Anthony's not the problem at this football club. It's deeper than that. But he's not covered himself in any glory there, and he should have tracked his man. And it was such an easy goal to prevent as well. Right on the stroke of half time, it's just not what you need. But then the response is just so poor. Like I never see the manager try and change anything like within the game. It's always like for like subs or I don't know. He just doesn't seem to me. He just doesn't change anything. Like try something different. Like I don't know. Go to a back three or like take Hartman off, like give him a rest because we've never like tried that. Put Walker right side of a back three with Ekdal and Estev, and just go to a back three and put 2 like actual wingers at like on the wing, or like full back wing backs, whatever you want to call them, like a back three and just shove Fleming and Foster up front. Or well, no, I would give Brozier a chance personally, but go to a back three and like we might as well lose 3-0 as lose 1-0 because we're losing anyway. We can't score goals. We can't defend with 4 on the pitch, 5 on the pitch, whoever it is. So you might as well go to 3 because we can't do it anyway. But he just won't change anything. He looks a defeated, broken man. And to me, like, it is time. I genuinely believe it's time to go. I said it in the Company season. We should have sacked Company, and I took so much stick for it on Twitter. We should have sacked Company in October, November. Results have been a bit better at the start of the season with Parker, which has bought him more time. But we're now 4 points adrift to safety. lost 5 in a row. It will be 6 in a row on Saturday, no doubt. So, we could feasibly be like 6, maybe 7. I don't know on the maths of that. Let's just say we could be 6 or 7 adrift on Saturday. Like, that's incredibly difficult for a new manager to come in and sort out. And then if you leave it any longer, it could be 8, 9, and it's impossible at that point. It needs to be done now. He needs to go. His post-match comments were poor. I'm not going to, like, melt down over that because I don't think it's much of a... I just think it's more of a throwaway comment than he's thrown the players under the bus kind of thing. But they're not great. You don't really want to say that about your players in the press. Probably not the best thing to do. But yeah, I just think he should go. And I said it on Twitter, and a lot of people disagree with this. And I know, like, as soon as I say this name, people are like, "Oh, he's talking nonsense again." And yeah, I probably am, but I'll just give it Gary O'Neill, and I say it, give it Gary O'Neill. Is he gonna get us into Europe? Probably not. Like, let's be honest. But he's more like tactically astute than Parker is. He just, I don't know. He did a good job at Wolves. He did a good job at Bournemouth, and all right, probably didn't end great for him at Wolves. But I just think we'd have more of a chance with someone who's a bit more pragmatic than Parker, who's just like rigid. This is what I'm going to do. It's not working, but I'm going to stick with it anyway. It's not working, but I'm just going to make like-for-like changes. Or it's not working, I'm going to bring Joshua on for Florentino. That'll win us the game. Good one, Scott. It won't. He just looks completely void of ideas. I never wanted to say this, but I am starting to feel like Fulham and Bournemouth fans probably were right with what they were saying about him. We're obviously experiencing similar now to kind of what we did experience a bit in the Championship. It's just that we're obviously being punished for it. And instead of drawing games 0-0 like we were last season, we're now losing them 1-0, 2-0, 3-0, whatever it is. But yeah, I just don't see any way in which it gets any better. The game last night, it's not even really... I expected to lose. I think anyone who's expecting we're going to win a game of football at any point is kidding themselves. You can say, like, call me a bedwetter or like whatever you want to call me. Like, I've been called all these things before. Like, you're like, oh, you were still in the sack when I was watching Burnley on the terraces. I don't care. I honestly don't care. It's becoming untenable to the point where, like, we've lost 5 in a row, and you can't envisage them ever winning a game of football. I mean, they will, obviously. They'll pick another win up somewhere eventually, but I can't sit here now and say where that win's going to be. Normally, you look at the fixture list and we think, yeah, we had Leeds at home, we need to win that game, and we can win that game. Now, I don't see where they win a game of football at the minute. They're toothless in attack. They concede for fun at the other end. I just don't see how it gets any better. And, without Dubravka, to be honest, this defensive record would be so much worse. I don't know, but I think as fans, we've kind of got that desperate that we're like, yeah, we need to play Hannibal on the wing. That'll sort our problems. No, it won't. It won't. You take Anthony out the team, like he did at Brentford, and it didn't solve the problem. Bring him back in, the problem's still there. Take him out, the problem's still there. It's not Anthony. It's not like because Walker's dropped off. It's not because Estev's not been as good as he is. It's just a collective issue. It comes from the manager. I just don't think he's got any idea how to, like, turn things around, and I think he's probably given up himself a bit. And last night it's evident with that. He just stood there, and I mean, there's obviously some things on Twitter that said that he'd had an altercation with some people in the cricket field. I don't know about that, but people are getting, like, peed off, and, like, all the Orient lot are like, oh, you wasn't there when we played Triangle Valve in the 1924 season. Like, no one cares. No one's asked about, like, results in the 80s. We're asked about results now. Scott Parker was the right appointment to get us out of the Championship, and he proved that last season. He only got a 3-year deal because I think deep down the club knew he wasn't the right guy to keep us in the Prem, nor was company. The right guy might be out there somewhere. It might not be O'Neill, like I said. I don't know. I'm not appointing the manager, and I'm glad I'm not, because it's a massive decision to make if they do pull the trigger, which I don't think they will, because I think Pace is a pussy. But he might. And it's about just who's giving you the best chance to stay in this league. we're not asked about loyalty. No one's bothered about like, oh, but he got us up and well, we've got to give him a chance. We don't. You've got to be cutthroat. All I'm bothered about this season is staying in the Premier League. If we do it with, if Brian Laws was going to keep us in the Premier League and it was guaranteed, I would bring him back today. Obviously, he won't, but whoever is the best candidate to keep us in the Premier League, you want to get him in. And unfortunately, it isn't Scott Parker. It just isn't. It's nothing against him. You know, fantastic season he gave us last season, 100 points and all that jazz. Fantastic, but he isn't going to keep us in the Premier League with his approach to games. We just sit back and wait for the inevitable. There has to be a manager out there who will give us a better chance to stay up. And if he's there, we need to get him in ASAP before it's too late. If we leave it till the Fulham game, it's already too late because I just can't. Realistically, like if someone's had a few days with a team or whatever, it's not going to make much of a difference before a game. I don't know. I don't really know where we go from here. It's a pretty sad state of affairs, to be honest. The season started off quite promising and then it's just really soured in recent weeks. I think since that West Ham game for me, like the Arsenal game we all expected to lose, but the West Ham, the manner in which we lost that game was embarrassing. And it's just kind of snowballed since the point where, like I said earlier, I can't make a valid argument for us winning a game again. And I don't think that's me being negative. I just think it's like there's a fine line between like negativity and realism. If I was saying, "Oh, we'll never win a game ever again. We're rubbish. Like we're gonna lose every game like till the end of the season," that'd be negativity. But me saying like I can't see where we win a game, I think that's realistic because I don't think there's anyone who could make me a convincing argument to us getting a result against anyone at the minute. I just can't see it. Like I said, we will pick a result up. Where it is, I don't know. I look at the fixture list and just think, oh God, like we're going to be 10 adrift here soon. All the teams around us are picking up results. Leeds beat a Chelsea team who beat us so comfortably the other week. That's another pretty damning indictment of where we're at compared to the other guys. Sunderland are now probably got twice as many points as we've got. Recruited probably better than we did in the summer. We've got a group of average players, and again, that's not all on Parker. Some of it's down to the board. Recruitment under ALK in general has been pretty poor, I would say. More for profit than like actual on-field benefit. But yeah, it's pretty bleak, and don't see how it brightens up ahead of Saturday. But we'll kudos to anyone who's going to Newcastle, by the way, because I definitely wouldn't be. But yeah, fingers crossed it turns around soon. But for me, he's got to go.